Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Boom. We are live on Heart Magic right now. I'll be honest, I've never done a live YouTube video and I'm doing it right now. This video is about protecting your bicuspid aortic valve from infection. As you might have seen in my previous video, I just survived brain surgery due to having an infection on my heart. I got rheumatic fever, I got COVID, and then strep throat pretty much right after that. And some kind of sinusy infection. There was something just I was laying, I was a mess. I didn't think that deep about it. I just thought that I had a really bad sickness, and then I felt better. I got a few antibiotics from like a local clinic, and they're like, "Yeah, you just have a little bit of strep throat." I was like, oh, "Okay, cool." Turns out there was a mass growing on my a little forest of bacteria growing on my heart. Pure insanity. Uh, they call that growth on your heart vegetation. If you see that word around, vegetation. Basically, that mass on my heart grew a bunch of bacteria. It was damaging my heart the entire time, and that spread up to my brain. This can happen to pretty much anybody with bicuspid aortic valve simply from the fact that the valve doesn't open properly. However, if you have regurgitation, you are infinitely more susceptible to it, as I was. Be honest with you, I'm actually pretty angry about how much nobody in a hospital setting warned me about this. There are people in forums who talk about it, and I never really looked too deep into it because I just figured I didn't really know what it was, and I didn't really think to investigate it deeper. I've been so fixated on fixing my heart valve that I didn't even think about those types of complications. So this video is to warn you that this can happen. It can kill you. If you have already a replacement heart valve and you get this, you may be in for more heart valves. You could ruin other things in your heart. I'll be honest, I think part of the reason that I survived this is because I got stem cells last year. Pretty much none of the measurements in my heart muscle have changed. The only thing that's changed is that my heart valve is now crappier. I have worse aortic regurgitation now, which means that my heart valve is pretty much screwed, and I'm probably gonna have to any progress that I made potentially in healing it is probably out the window. So what can you do to protect yourself in general from this? First of all, prevent getting sick. This means washing your hands right when you come home from out anywhere. um, this means if you are sick, take care of it. Lastly, learn about which, and I wish I had a more comprehensive list of this, but a comprehensive list of the potential types of bacteria that could infect the heart. And long story short, if you feel like your whole body is just, like, get to an infectious disease doctor, not a clinic, not your, uh, you know, D student primary doctor. Get to an infectious disease doctor because they know exactly what can cause it and they have all the antibiotics there that can help kill those levels of infection. And it's a lot of antibiotics. I'm doing it every morning. I've got a PICC line in my arm and I'm doing it every single morning where I have to be doing these antibiotics to get to, I mean, the infection is dead, but this I think is completely killing the vegetation and all this different stuff. I don't know how my heart valve is gonna operate after. I'm hoping maybe we can see what that's like after the antibiotics are over. But by and large, the bacteria really eat away the valves and other heart tissue. You don't want to get this. It's awful. So prevent getting sick. Have a good infectious disease doctor in your back pocket. Even if you just call them to say, "Hey, listen, I have bicuspid aortic valve. I want to make sure that I have protocols in place in case I get a serious infection. I want to come into your office and I want to learn about endocarditis and I want us to have a game plan in place in case I feel like I get sick. I don't want to take up everybody's time if I'm getting over the sickness and it's no big deal. However, if on the off chance it's awful, I want you to be the one to protect my situation. And I guarantee you that's going to open up a lot of doors for you to prevent this from happening to you. Another thing that you can do is to crap, what was I gonna say? Um, oh, find a lab where you can if you can get a list of all of those potentials to test for and really find those out, which again, I'm hoping to get this information out there. But if you can get a list of those, find an independent lab. If for some reason your infectious disease doctor is off in Maui for, a month and you're sick and you need a different place to go, maybe you can get those labs done yourself and just get an idea of what's happening because you don't want to be left in the dust with this type of infection. It can kill you, as I've said. Anyway, this has been a live stream of Heart Magic. I really honestly hope you get something out of this video and you protect yourself because it's not worth it. This is the most of all the complications that I've had with my bicuspid valve up until this point. This was the one that just makes me the most angry because it didn't come from me being an alcoholic. It didn't come from me, uh, smoking. It came from me getting sick and not knowing that I could have done more to prevent the brain aneurysm, to prevent my heart valve getting more damage. Protect yourself. It's totally worth it. Thanks for watching this live stream. Give it a thumbs up.